But then again, I don't have a Twitter account, so I just don't do anything.
You get everything secondhand from Reddit.
Yeah, I get it secondhand. I get it secondhand from Reddit, and then I also occasionally just go and look at people's Twitter feeds without actually having an account myself.
There you go. Yeah, it seems to be that like occasionally content that happens on Reddit first will migrate over to Twitter, but it's not that often.
No, it's usually the other way around.
Yeah. All right, let's get it cracking, boys. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Bon Kai! Hello and welcome to the Advent 7 podcast. I'm your host and substitute Soul Reaper, Trey. And today I'm joined by the Devil Hunter himself, Andrew.
Hey, you got it. I was hoping that was the title I was going to get. Yeah.
Oh no, what's my title gonna be?
And continuing his missions from the shadows, it's Spencer.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Should have said Resin Uzaki-chan fan.
What? What? No. No.
What, you're not into Uzaki-chan? But she's so adorable. How could you not like Uzaki-chan, Spencer? Anyways, I interrupted the intro like a jerk, so go for it.
Hey, and it's October, which means it's time for Anime Nebraskon! That's right, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, that means that this weekend is Anime Nebraskon, and you can find many of our team members there shooting videos and hosting panels. Once again, that's
I'm the guy who's running around frantically with a camera looking panicked. Trey's gonna be the one who's having fun. I'm gonna be the one in the halls talking to cosplayers. I'll be filming cosplay for a music video that we'll release like a few weeks after the convention. So yeah, I'll be pretty easy to pick out. I'll be the dude with the giant camera on a handheld gimbal. So yeah, say hi to either of us. Like, we'll be there to greet people and have a good time and make content.
Yeah, once again, that's Anime Nebraskon, October 21st through the 23rd at the Mid-America Center. Come find us. Now on to the real reason you clicked on this video. The fall anime season has begun, and oh my god! This season is so hyped, I almost want to quit my job to watch all the anime.
Yeah, come on, who needs to pay rent? There's too much anime needs to be watched.
Before I go any further, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in today. If you're new here, welcome. If you enjoy the show, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and share this all over social media. We are getting really close to our goal of 200 subscribers this year, so thanks in advance for your help. Alright, with all of that out of the way, it's time to dive in and see if the hype is real. Alright, the season's just started, so there's no real spoilers that can be had here, but spoilers, I guess? Most of this is going to be quick, hey, this show exists, and this is what it's probably about. The only show we will not be talking about today is To Your Eternity, because Season 2 has not come out yet. It will not come out until the 23rd of October, which is annoying.
Right. Should we state exactly what day we're recording this as of?
We're recording it a week in advance. That's all they need to know. Anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's start with the big one at the top of the list, Chainsaw Man. Boys!
Yeah!
It's time to rev it up!
Dear God, there's so much blood.
So much blood.
This anime is turning out to be just as violent and just as fun as it promised to be. And I'm very excited about that. The big tipper to me that like just put a massive grin on my face was seeing the opening.
Oh my god!
Nonsensical.
What is Mappa on? What are they on?
They're on all the drugs. So much drugs.
It's like
their animators are working like round the clock.
I will say the first episode ended up being strangely wholesome, despite all the blood and guts flying everywhere and having a chainsaw for a face.
Yes, pour one out for the bestest boy, Puchita.
Yeah, poor Puchita.
Oh, Puchita, man, gotta love him. You know.
It's like, here, let me put your body back together while I take it over, so that way you can live on.
Yeah, it's sad, you know, but he sacrifices himself so that Denji can see his dream come true. Denji is just like he's a great main character because he doesn't really have any strong morals, and he's very crude very selfish. He just kind of wants, a couple things, but he wants very basic things in life that he hasn't been allowed to have at all. Things that we obviously take for granted every day.
Oh yeah,
So-
he's had all of his stability ripped away,
And several body parts.
and several body parts. Yes.
They chopped him up and tossed him in a garbage dumpster.
Yeah. Into the dumpster.
A pretty unfortunate fate, but yeah, thanks to Pochita, he got sewn back together. And fun fact, you probably noticed his right eye that he was missing because he sold that, it healed.
He probably
Yeah.
healed all of his missing
I was
organs.
wondering that because I'd seen the trailers, and I'm just like, didn't you
Yeah.
have?
It's like, I'm pretty sure he
eyes?
has 2 eyes. What's happening here?
He most likely got his other testicle back too.
Yes.
So that's a big plus. Which surprisingly somehow only netted him like $300 or $700, something like that.
Obviously, it's not that
testicles
valuable.
That's
are not
unfortunate.
exactly in high demand.
I guess not, man.
It's only so many
But,
people who need that. It's like less than half the population would need that, and even less would want it.
Less than half the population. What are you smoking?
Well, that's because women technically have a higher percentage than men.
Look, I'm just gonna say that there's a lot of weird people in the world of Chainsaw Man, like especially considering that their society is used to devils being just a common thing that you see every day and have to take care of. So I'm just surprised that someone out there in this world didn't pay more. But
Oh, they
regardless,
probably
yeah.
did. It's just that
It's like with
Denji got found by someone who's just like, "Hey, kid, we'll give you how low can we go?
I'll give you
This amount." He's like,
for
"Yeah,
your
I'll take
left
that."
nut. It's
And
very
also he's just
unfortunate.
fleecing him for money. He's just like, "Oh yeah, your dad owes us money. You're gonna work for us now."
It's like,
And
He's
interest
dead,
is just gonna
but
keep on
you're not.
rising. So he's effectively never getting out from underneath that.
except
Right.
he's free now because there's no one to collect on the debt.
Nope, he made sure of that.
Oh man, the part where like once Denji kills the zombie devil and it's just the remaining mafia zombies that are left, he says to himself, "Oh wait, if I just kill the rest of you, then there's no debt to be paid." And then he just starts laughing his ass off as he is just slaughtering all these zombies left and right. And it's a very surreal moment to watch. I think that is a moment that perfectly encapsulates the vibe of Chainsaw Man and what viewers can expect moving forward, because there's a lot of ridiculous things in this story. There's a lot of very violent moments that you'll get to witness for yourself. They're big displays of gore. But despite Denji having a screw loose, let's be honest, he is still a very honest person, and he is a main character that we can get behind.
Yeah, no, I can believe in Denji. He just wants some toast for breakfast with jam. Like, he wants the simple things, the things that we take for granted.
And
I did find it interesting.
Makima came to his rescue as well there at the very end. So you guys are gonna
know
get
about
to
rescue.
learn more about her.
It's not really
What
a
are you
rescue.
talking about? What are you talking about?
Or like she just comes along and is like, "Hey, do I need to kill you?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Good."
It's like,
you
I
gonna
own
come
you
along? And
now.
It's like, "Yeah."
But Makima gave him a hug when he asked for one, and she's a cute waifu. Like, clearly,
She's being courteous, and that was just like
Yeah.
all he needed.
clearly she has his best intentions in mind, and
Oh,
they're gonna have a
absolutely.
wonderful relationship moving forward. As somebody who's read all of the manga and is currently caught up, I can assure you, things just go up and up for those two.
Only up here at Edco.
On the just like in Chainsaw Man in general, like the fight scene, I was surprised to see them go like
The CG.
the CG like that. That was surprising. I'm just like, huh. I was not expecting that.
The CG was actually pretty decent. Like, it makes the motion work. That's what I will say. It's like, obviously it's CG, but it's like we've gotten to the point where even mid-tier CG is looking better now.
Yeah, it's definitely like it looks good. Like it's going good. Though I'm wondering if he'll always be CG or if there will be moments where they render the chainsaw persona as
As 2D.
2D, or if it'll always be 3D. If that's just like a specific artistic choice that they've gone with.
That'll be interesting to see. That's definitely interesting.
There's a chance that they might switch between the two. I'm definitely with Trey on this one, where I think that the CG animation has just gotten so advanced by this point in general that they can make it look really good.
Like you can absolutely make it look good. It's just I wasn't expecting it. It was all.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. Based on the trailers that came out ahead of time for Chainsaw Man, it looked really good, but they always cut those trailers so fast that you don't really have a lot of time to visually process what you saw.
Unless you go frame by frame.
True.
Zoom and enhance. How many pixels can I see?
Capture in 4K. But yeah, so like visually it looks pretty cool. I wasn't sure what to expect animation-wise because I was comparing it to Jujutsu Kaisen, trying to say to myself, okay, what's different between this and Jujutsu Kaisen, the other really big Shonen Jump anime and Mappa is producing? And there's differences for sure. So I think Jujutsu Kaisen's a bit more of a traditional animation approach, except for that opening. That opening in Jujutsu Kaisen is like wild, but also I want to say that the opening for Chainsaw Man, apparently there is numerous like pop culture movie references.
Yeah, these are deep cut cinemaphile level stuff. Like the easiest one, there's a shot remake from Pulp Fiction, and it's just like, oh god. Once again, I don't know what they're on over there, but good lord.
There is a solid reason for that story wise. The author of Chainsaw Man, Tatsuki Fujimoto, I believe is his name. He is a massive movie buff, and movie references are present in pretty much all of his works by this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a massive homage to him and some characters in the show that you'll get to know later on. So, yeah, I can't wait to see where Chainsaw Man's going.
All right, and one last thing on Chainsaw Man. So, you guys remember hearing that Chainsaw Man's going to have a different ending every time. So, what did y'all think of the first ending?
Oh, dude. I can't remember what the first ending was like. I'm trying to remember.
It was basically a song that goes Chainsaw Man. It was kind of cool.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember because I watched the first episode like late last night.
Yeah, I watched it last week, so I'm trying to remember what it was.
My bad.
I also.
But to touch upon your initial point is that yes, they're making a different ending for every episode of Chainsaw Man. Like, I remember seeing the Anime News Network announcement and thinking to myself, is that necessary?
Apparently.
I don't think it's necessary.
Apparently it is.
Like, that's cool and all, but I was just saying to myself, is that where the budget needs to go? I don't know. Like, I'm hyped.
That's where they're putting some of their budget. Yeah,
clearly. Chainsaw Man has a massive budget. We all know this by now, so maybe they just...
that's why Denji's in debt. He has to pay the animators.
Yeah, man, they are just like pumping money into this show like it's water. And even after it was like ready to burst, they're like, we still have some money left. Let's go pay like 11 of the most famous musicians right now in like the pop music and J-rock scene and just get a different ending every single episode. Why not? So yeah, that's kind of funny because it means there's something new to look forward to every episode, not just for the plot itself but ending at the end. So there's a reason for you to stick around and finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna talk about another heavy hitter, the return of a show that we thought long dead, Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood Arc.
Oh, yeah.
There's the peeking.
Kai!
I don't think the mic caught me on that. One more time. Getsuga Tensha!
Still cut you off, but yes.
Nope,
oh my god, that
off.
first scene. I didn't know it needed this until I saw it. Oh boy, so Bleach is back. The big three is technically whole again because we've got Bleach, One Piece, and a version of Naruto airing on TV again, and it's just good to be home.
He never thought it would be a thing, and yet here we are.
I remember Mighty Keith on Twitter, like when they announced that Bleach was coming back, he was like, I told y'all it was gonna happen. You didn't believe me. Bleach is coming back, baby. And it's crazy because Drew and I, like, we are currently binging the entire original anime, because I've
yeah.
only ever seen the first arc of Bleach, the Rescue Rookie arc. I watched that back in like 2013.
Yeah, I've
And-
only seen the Rescue Rookie arc as well, but I watched it more recently within like the past like 2 or 3 years.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, it's like, I'm a little bit fuzzy on memory. You remember a little more than I do. But a couple months ago, after Drew and I finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho, we decided to move to Bleach because we wanted to prepare for the upcoming show. We both knew that we weren't going to get caught up before Thousand Year Blood War came out, because the original show is like over 360 episodes long.
366.
Yeah, exactly, 366. But I'm currently in the middle of the Arrancar arc,
Yeah.
where Ichigo is on his way to Hueco Mundo.
Is he actually
and
gone there yet, or are you still doing the prep?
He's on his way. He's already left Karakura Town.
Okay.
So, but the reason why I bring this up is because the new Bleach anime comes out a week ago, and Drew and I talk about it, and he's like, "Do you want to wait to watch the new anime until we finish?" I said, "No, I can't wait.
No, you
wanna
can't.
know.
I was like,
wanna
I'm still
see the new-
I'm
There's
doing
no
my
waiting for
rewatch of the
this.
entire Bleach series right now. I'm still stuck in the Rukia arc because I thought the show was going to disappear off of Hulu before Disney was like, okay, yes, we're going to keep Bleach on Hulu, and I'm going to put the new season on there too.
Right. You know, at least it's on a streaming service we can watch, you know, unlike other Disney Plus licensed anime that never made it stateside. Yeah, so the new episode comes out for Thousand Year Blood War, and it's freaking amazing.
So
Oh
crisp.
yeah, it looks
so crisp,
really
so
fantastic.
clean. Oh my god.
Like in a
So much
similar way
budget.
to Chainsaw Man before here, these two shows are doing a lot of like effort with their lighting.
The
like,
lighting is
it's
god
lighting
tier.
all the way down.
We watched the new episode, and then Drew and I went back to watch the original Bleach anime after we finished the first episode.
Yep.
And in the middle of watching it, Drew just starts crying, and he looks at me and says, "Andrew, I can't go back. The old show looks like absolute crap compared to
So
the new
bad
one."
now. It looks so bad in
It's flat
comparison.
colors. It's early 2000s art style and animation.
Half
like
the
the
show
new-
is
the new
still in
anime.
letterbox.
The new anime like has all these like brushstroke style like special effects to the sword swipes, and you just have so many animated frames, and Ichigo just looks so much more badass than usual. He's got that front shading going on, and then you jump back to the old anime in 4:3 ratio where there's speed lines. Yeah, it's hard to go back, but that's not a bad thing. I'm okay with this. Okay, I still love the original Bleach anime. I'm gonna continue to watch it and have a good time. It's nostalgic. I did see Bleach here and there growing up, but man, the new show looks so good. And
Yeah,
the
I
pacing-
think the like I was saying just a minute ago, like the actual like colors and everything that's being used are still somewhat in line with like what you probably remember, but it's just the application of lighting that has just really made these types of shows just visually pop.
right.
Also, the other thing is that Ichigo just gets to use Bankai twice in one episode.
I mean, he does that from the Arrancar arc on, so it's normal.
It's like we're not gonna tiptoe around. He's just like, yeah, no, Bankai.
Yeah, I don't expect consistency, and I don't want them to hold back. I want him to Bankai as many times as possible per episode. I'm down for that.
You get a Bankai. You get a Bankai. Everybody gets a Bankai.
I just love the updates on the because we barely saw Ichigo's new outfit at the end of the Fullbring arc, and so just coming back to see it in its updated animation looks so good. I freaked out watching the show. It's like my girlfriend and I were watching the first episode, and she's never seen Bleach. I was just like, I need to watch this now while I'm still in the mood to watch anime, and I'm just freaking out the entire time.
I remember while watching the first episode with Drew, throughout the whole first episode, I could not stop smiling. Like, I cannot wipe the smile off my face because, frankly, every second just oozed cool factor.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun. It was not only nostalgic, it felt modern. It felt like we were finally getting some type of payoff that we've deserved for years now. It was just the most fun I'd had watching any anime in quite a while. So I could not stop grinning. And then that ending.
That ending! That was the best
animation.
AMV I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it basically was an AMV, wasn't it?
It was, and it was just a long love letter to fans, showing all these clips of like pivotal moments in the original anime. The music was on point. I loved all the special effects. I have listened to that song on repeat every day since last week.
Also, since it's clip show of what came before, even the original animators are just like, hey guys, look at what we had before, look at what we have now.
Right? Yeah, it's like, look at what you had before, now you're spoiled.
Yeah, you're spoiled. You can't go back, but you can look back on it fondly.
Right. Yeah, so it's just a ton of fun. I can't wait to watch the second episode. I'll probably watch it sometime tomorrow.
I did watch the second episode just before jumping on here. That's why I was a couple minutes late.
I need to ask you a serious question then.
Okay.
How is the opening?
It's good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I've been seeing it around.
good.
I need to actually sit and listen to it. I want to
good.
watch it with the show.
It's good. The opening's good.
I want to wait until I have a chance to sit down and watch the second episode. I don't want to spoil the opening ahead of time because that's special. We've talked about this before where the opening is a pivotal part of Bleach. If the opening song and the animation on top of that doesn't hit hard, if it doesn't feel just like a badass music video, it's not Bleach.
It's not.
Like, it has to be cool. It has to be a cool, fun opening in order to be Bleach. So that instills hope in me. I'm glad to know that it's fun. I can't wait to watch it.
All right, let's move on to another big show. It's back for the second half of its first season, SpyxFamily.
SpyxFamily, now with
Anya
100% more
peanuts.
dogs.
Yes, with 50% more dogs and 50% more peanuts.
Hey, now, I've watched like the first couple episodes there. There's not a single peanut in sight. There has, however, been bombs.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Dogs and bombs.
Lots of bombs.
Dogs and bombs.
Sounds good. Can't have a proper spy story without bombs.
So yeah,
I'll let you guys handle this one because I still need to get around to it.
that's basically the gist of it. It's like Anya
basically
wants
the
a
gist of
dog.
it.
Anya wants a dog, and then there's a plot to blow up the prime minister with a dog bomb.
Huh.
That pretty much sums it up. But
Oh God.
the dog that we get, he's big, he's fluffy, and Anya can ride him like her noble steed.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
He's so fluffy!
That's
And
cool.
his bark is just hilarious.
Borf! Borf, 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 borf!
And I think
Yeah,
they said
no,
he
it's
was
great.
a hyper-intelligent dog because he's been experimented on, but he's an old dog, so he's just great.
Yeah.
He's just great.
Who also can see the future.
He's just super intelligent. He's just extrapolating everything he sees and be like, this is what's gonna happen next.
He can see the future. He's a
The dog
future-seeing dog. Good Lord, what is up with this family?
It's a future-seeing dog, along with a telepathic girl that can then talk to said dog by reading its future sight, and they're living with a spy and an assassin. And this entire, like, little cluster of a family is just like, what the heck is going on
5D
here?
chess that's currently going on within this family every day is, like, palpable.
But yeah, that's just
I
about
will
it.
say, however, like, if I have to give like any kind of criticism to the show in general, the one thing that I can say is just like, we understand that you all are trying to keep like your secrets away from the family. Like, Anya doesn't want them to know that she's a telepath because she's afraid that they'll get rid of her. Lloyd can't have either of them knowing about what he's up to because, well, spy.
Yor can't let them know that she's an assassin.
Yeah, Yor can't let them know that she's an assassin because, well, that would just be
She
all
would have
kinds
to
of
kill
bad.
them.
Yeah, like I would very much like it if they just went through with whatever they were trying to do, and not specifically say I need to do this because I need to keep them from knowing, so that way that I don't have X result in Y result. Like, just Just do it. We understand your motivations. You don't have to say it every single time.
They all have their own secrets that they're trying to like dance around. So if one of them acts kind of weird, the rest of them are like, "Oh, thank God. Okay, like you go do your own thing, so I don't have to like put up a front right now."
Yeah.
Like they won't even notice. Like if you're like accidentally lets it slip that she's an assassin, like everybody else is probably thinking about their own things. Like Lloyd's probably still busy caught in his own head by whatever mission he's on. So yeah, it's just going to be a consistent dance between this now family of 4. Yeah. And I've said this before, but this is what keeps people coming back to SpyxFamily, is watching the unique family dynamic. That's what sells the series more than it being just a spy story or a supernatural or espionage story. It's the family first that I think people like the most about this.
Oh yeah, they like the dynamic. Also, little side note. Dear God, Yor has ups.
Of course.
She just jumped into those rafters.
She
so
launched into
frickin'
those
quickly.
rafters. It was so good.
Like a freaking missile.
I mean, we
It's
know
like-
she's strong in like every aspect because she pinballed that one dude.
Yeah, she pinballed him. She kicked him in the face and literally pinballed him through an alley. Andrew, you need to see at least that bit.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah, I will check that out tonight. Yeah, she's just like, she's a force to be reckoned with, man. She nearly kills Lloyd during that like castle episode in the first season.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I have no doubt about that. She should not be messed with.
Very much looking forward to seeing more of it. It's been fun.
Alright, let's break into some new stuff. So, something I want to talk about real quick is Blue Lock.
Blue what? Oh, Blue Lock.
Blue Lock, the football anime that is going to tell everyone that friendship is stupid. Be number 1 so you can win. Step on everyone's head and move forward.
Why is it called Blue Lock if it's about football? I thought this was gonna be like Blue Exorcist.
No, Blue Lock is the name of the facility. I don't know why it's called Blue Lock, but that's the name of the facility.
Is that guy's eye glowing blue that I'm seeing in the poster?
Is he like the dude from
His
Global
eye
Arcade
is glowing
Battlefront?
blue. What is this?
No, that's just added effect. That's his intense eyes. It's not actual. There's no anime magic. It's just an artistic choice of how his eyes look when he is locked onto his target and is ready to go. It's so
Liar.
Since the
I've
Blue Lock.
seen Kuroko's Basket.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Every single
Oh no, see,
sports
Kuroko's
anime has
Basket
some
requires
bullshit
people
like
to be
this.
friends. This show is not about friendship.
I don't know. Kuroko's basketball is kind of cutthroat too. I don't know if like
But they
how
still
much
had to
they were
act like a
friends.
team. This one is about taking 300 of Japan's best under 18 forward soccer players and beating the friendship out of them until they're ready to win.
Oh,
see.
you said football earlier. Okay, my American brain overrode me for a second. You dirty person, you. Okay.
You mean you
yes, I
haven't
see-
internalized the fact that American football is different from literally the rest of the world?
How can I when I'm surrounded by it every day of my life? Like always, you turn on the TV and there's another football game.
Yeah.
American football game.
You just
But
have
okay,
to-
I see the soccer ball in the poster here.
You just have to see. It's like, does it take place in America? Then it's the cylindrical.
I mean,
ball.
there's
If it's,
like,
if
what's
it's
the
outside of America,
Japanese-
then it's literally everything else, unless they call it rugby.
Have we had like another anime focusing on specifically soccer recently? I can't remember the last time
Yes,
we had.
Aoashi was running for the last 2 seasons, and God Almighty, I will still say that was one of the best shows I've watched in a while because every play in that show got me hyped. Every successful play was like, yes, let's go. The soccer hooligan in me was coming out. But this show is the exact opposite of that show. That show was all about coming together as a team to score those goals. This is literally about, I am supposed to be the one scoring these goals. All of you get out my way.
Yeah, it seems pretty intense. Not gonna lie.
It's gonna be a good one. This is one of those ones that has been like hyped up. Like another one manga readers have been like, you guys ain't ready for Blue Lock. Y'all ain't ready for Blue Lock.
And they're right. I'm not, but I'm super duper intrigued. I love these character designs, man.
It's like the first episode It's a little violent. It's funny.
Let's see. After reflecting on the current state of Japanese soccer, the Japanese Football Association, you see there's already inconsistency, decides to hire the enigmatic and eccentric coach Jinpachi Ego to achieve their dream of winning the World Cup. Okay.
That dude is
I'm
an
down, bro.
actual sociopath. Like, you look at him, you're like, he's going to do things to us.
He's going to bring pain.
Yeah, with a name like Jinpachi,
suffering.
I expect no less. Has anybody watched the new My Hero season yet?
Yes,
Has that dropped?
I've started the first season, and Mirko. Thank
Yeah.
God, Mirko.
She has rabbit powers. And by rabbit powers, we mean giant hulking thighs.
She crushes baby.
Wait, what?
She crushes man's head between thighs like baby bird's egg.
Hold up. Whoa. What are
Yes.
you guys saying? What are you guys saying here? How do you spell her name? How do you spell her name?
It's a-
Mirko.
Oh God. What is this?
You need to see a picture of her, because she is very muscular.
I've seen her around before.
Yes.
Okay.
I am so happy that this is her season to get the focus on, but also worried because
Well,
I know what's gonna
Also,
happen.
dear God, did she get her like entire like arm just completely like crushed and turned around? She's just like, I'm gonna ignore that and I'm gonna keep chasing you now.
Yeah, she's that kind of badass.
She is very much a badass. He's like, so long as she still has access to her legs, she's just like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to beat you into a pulp.
It's like, yes.
I think I need to get back into My Hero, guys. Oh God. Okay, yeah, you're right. She seems great.
It's like, and I can't wait for the dub because Aneris is always a great. Does her voice, and I just get on her. And yes, just whoo. It's also really good that this season didn't start with the bullcrap recap that they normally do. They just went straight into the war arc, and it's nice.
Yeah,
Like by this point, you've been watching this. You know what's happening.
I don't put it past them. They've done it every season so far.
They have done. No, they're doing something worse, Trey. They're literally giving us a like general like recap of just like, this is how the world came to be this way at the beginning of every single episode. They're doing the One Piece bullshit.
Oh no.
Oh,
They're doing the worst thing.
Oh no.
where you get like a 3-minute long opening and
Yes.
10 minutes worth of recap.
Well, not like an opening song, but like the first like 3 minutes are basically like song, and then however many years ago, the quirks became a thing, and heroes became
The consistent
thing, and they're now
backstory of
doing
the
stuff.
world.
It's like it just says the backstory of the world every single time, and it annoys the shit out of me. It's like, yes, I know. Come on, move on. Stop padding for time here.
Guys, am I reading this right? Did Pop Team Epic come back for a second
Yes,
season?
Pop Team Epic got a second season. I don't know why. I just hate it here.
It's come back for your soul, Trey. And it's going to have it.
I don't acknowledge its existence. It doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Even better, that means it can more easily sneak up on you. Yeah, ain't that show just memorific?
Oh, its entire DNA is memes.
To be
Yes.
fair, it's been a hot moment. First season came out in like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
So it's been a few years. I'm surprised we didn't get a second season sooner.
They had to come up with ideas, probably. Took them 4 years.
Can I bring up a show that I've been watching this season that I don't think Spencer has watched yet? I don't think most people have been
Are you
watching
going to
this
talk
anime
about
yet.
Housing Complex C?
I'm gonna talk about Housing Complex.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about this. What's it about?
Okay, so this anime is a Toonami original show.
Ooh.
For the more youngins out there, what that means is that this anime that's currently airing for this season, it's a completely new show. It's not based off of a manga or anything. This show is not airing on Crunchyroll or Funimation or High Dive. It's not airing on any of the mainstream anime streaming platforms. This show was created by a little television network called Adult Swim, and it was produced custom just for their Toonami anime block that airs every Saturday night from midnight to 4 a.m. or 11 to 3 if you live in the Central Time Zone like we do. So, Housing Complex C is an original horror anime. It's a suspense thriller horror about these islanders who live in kind of an Okinawan style island village, and they're just very small town people. They're mostly all old people, which is par for the course with these islands. Most people who live out among the like dozens of remote islands around Japan's coastline, they're at least 40 years old, if not older. So one day, this small town island of Kurosaki has some visitors that pop by. These visitors are basically contract workers who show up there to do some sort of physical labor. They're not super specific in the first couple episodes on what these construction workers are here for, but they show up and they're there to bring some more economy to the island of Kurosaki. And while they're there, strange things start to happen. Our main character, who is a little girl named Kimmy, she starts to see strange happenings around the island. But she's a kid, and she thinks that, oh, it's just like an optical illusion. It's not real. Yeah, it's real, man. There's weird things that are happening, and I believe we're at 3 episodes so far.
3 or 4, something like that.
We're at 3. I haven't seen the 3rd episode. I've seen the first 2. And 4th episode comes out this coming week. But there's just strange things happening on the island that nobody can really explain. These construction workers that showed up, they're a little bit sketchy. They're foreigners, so sad to say, the island people of Kurosaki already don't trust them for that reason, which is unfortunate, but it's understandable considering that a lot of older Japanese folk don't really take kind of foreigners, period.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of upsetting factor that's making the island people of Kurosaki like wary. But on top of that, the opening animation to Housing Complex C is hinting that there's like a much older, more ancient evil on this island that has been there for centuries.
Okay.
There are actually like underground tunnels sprawling throughout the bottom of this island that people have never explored.
Sounds like the perfect anime to cozy up while during Halloween. And if you do not have
to watch during Spooky Month.
And if you do not have cable, you can catch the episodes the next day on HBO Max. They air Saturday, and then they will appear again on HBO Max on Sunday.
Right, it's on HBO Max.
Going on to HBO Max.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him.
So yeah, Housing Complex C is just an interesting, fun, original horror anime. It's a little bit rough around the edges at times. Again, this show was not made with a very large budget. Adult Swim is still a pretty small production company in all sorts of ways, but it's interesting to at least have something unique this season. There's not a lot of new horror shows for the fall.
How many episodes is it supposed to be?
Probably
it's currently scheduled to have 12. Yes.
Well,
so 12 total episodes here. And frankly, the teaser trailer itself really
I'm surprised you were interested in the show, Andrew. You're not much of a horror fan.
I'm not, but when it comes to anime, I can stomach it a little bit better. More so than anything, I'm just a big Toonami fan, so I really want to support this show, so that's why I've been watching it. But the teaser trailer and the opening and like the first couple episodes, they're really psyching you out on who's actually the bad guy here. The more that I see of the show, the less suspicious I am of the foreigners, and the more I am of the actual island people that you're supposed to like.
That sounds about right.
I mean, that sounds about right for a horror show.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder, like, the good guys, are they actually the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
I have no idea. Like, this show's just been very subtle and subversive.
Yeah,
so I recommend anybody checks it out.
I'll be interested to see how you think it turns out, because horror and anime, like,
they don't always
it doesn't
mesh.
like horror anime never seems to really be as scary as you would probably expect it to be, like mainly just because you're in a medium that does not it's already making you what's the word I'm looking for?
It's give you a suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, suspension of
Right.
disbelief. You've already crossed that line just by watching something animated, so you're more willing to accept things or just being like, okay, yeah, this is how this world works. This is how things look. But horror is one of those things that works really well in live action stuff because it's taking stuff that you see every day in a format and just look that you would reasonably see yourself and then just twisting it into something ugly. And it's just like, it makes you not want to look in the dark anymore. It's like, oh god, fuck.
Yep. Makes you want to sleep with that lamp on in your bedroom.
Yeah.
I will say that a prime example of maybe not horror per se, but suspense and disturbing themes that I always call back to regarding anime is Satoshi Kon's Paranoia Agent.
Yeah.
That was a show that visually was just discomforting, and that sense of disbelief was still there at the beginning because, again, it's an animated show, so you think, well, what's the worst that could happen? But I think that, not every director, not every show is going to be like Satoshi Kon. Obviously, there was only ever one Satoshi Kon. But if an anime like Housing Complex C can find ways to actually capitalize off of that like initial feeling you have, or you think, oh, okay, this isn't so bad, and then start to throw some curveballs your way, at least like plot wise, where I'm investing in these characters, but I'm not quite sure what to think. That will keep you interested. That'll keep you on the edge of your seat. And there's other ways to scare the crap out of people in anime than just jump scares.
Yeah,
So
That's fair.
we'll see what happens, but I will let you know. So that's one show that I really want to take an opportunity to talk about here, because I don't see anybody else discussing it for reasons I've already specified. That it's kind of unknown, it's a little bit secluded, but it's worth the time to check out because it's different from pretty much anything else this season that you're gonna find.
All right. So I'm going to bring up a show that I watch. I'm probably not going to watch any more of it, but I feel like anyone who wants a good, bad anime night, this is a show you should probably check out.
Okay.
The Human Crazy University.
What?
What?
The Human Crazy University. Terrible name, I know.
What the heck is that?
Is this the name of the school that Komi-san goes to?
No, no, it is not. It should be, but it's not. So the show, as far as I can tell from the first episode, first of all, it has a budget of like $2. I feel like Ruby had more animation budget than this show.
Oh no, bro.
Are we talking season 1, Ruby?
Season 1 Ruby!
That's a
Oy.
low bar, man. You can't just be tossing that around.
Well, it's like background everything and just usual is low bar, and then you hit the fight scenes, and then things are better.
But yeah, no,
Right.
this show is so stilted and flat. It's flat. Like, it's anime, so it's 2D, but the anime feels flat, like everyone's made of cardboard or something.
Is
Yeah,
is this like Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer quality bad?
No, because even that, like, this is like cheap quality. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer is just poor quality. This is cheap quality. Like,
Yeah, you got stilted actions. You have very clear, like, delineations between layers on between background characters, and so it becomes very obvious. You have very, like, singular colors, probably, I'm imagining, based on what you're talking about.
like
And
the
not a whole lot of
characters,
variation.
you will never see a character walk.
Oh,
No,
God.
no.
And I would imagine that it's all just saturated colors, no lighting changes or anything, no shading whatsoever.
No, not really, but it's
Yep, that's about what I'm expecting. Yep. It's
Now
like
my-
complete bottom tier.
It's
My
like
mind
this
is going-
this is probably a 1 out of 10 show, and if you wait till the end of the season and binge watch it, just drink, because there's no way the show could get any better. Oh my god! But the premise of the show, besides the terrible animation, is that a guy on death row. It's like they hang people for death row sometimes, and this guy was hung. but he wakes up later in some guy's research lab. Turns out he didn't die from being hung.
How did he
And
die?
they thought he had died because he had died from the he had passed out from the shock of just before the execution. But
I don't know if that's how that works.
I don't think it is either, but that's how they explained it.
You hang someone,
In
you
anime,
leave them there
when
long
you
enough, they die.
Yeah,
When you die in anime, that means you're dead.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to explain. It's like, apparently his
God.
neck was very strong, so he survived.
Yeah, bullshit.
And then, the end of the episode,
Bro.
they start breaking down a bunch of random stuff this guy has survived, like deadly diseases that should kill him, and he survived all of them somehow. So the series is about experimenting on this guy to figure out why he survived, I guess.
He's just.
I'm wondering
cursed.
where you're. Oh,
What?
human bug Daigaku? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe? It's
Is
like,
he called the Undead Man?
yes, that is it.
Oh yeah, looking at this.
Looking at just the freaking still image of it, you can see how cheap
Yep.
this show looks.
Yep, I can see it.
I think
Maybe that's what's charming about it.
I think YouTube has something to do with it, because I saw YouTube in the opening title sequence, like the words YouTube written down, and I was like, YouTube?
Is it like it could be one of those like online animations that became a full-on thing? Very possible that this could be like their version of Annoying Orange.
No, it's not. Crunchyroll is on the producer list.
Oh god.
Oh no, bro!
Crunchyroll, why do you have to be shit? Why can't you produce something
Stay
actually
away.
good?
Stay away from the producer and Crunchyroll. Remember that one anime that actually was like Ruby season 1 level quality that they produced like
What,
last
High
year?
Guardian Spice or something?
No, that was different. That was a
was
terrible.
Yeah,
that was a
there was
bad
one
show.
other show.
You're
There
talking
was
about
one other
other
show that they made.
Was it
There's one other show that
X-Arms? No,
Crunchyroll
they
produced.
didn't make X-Arms.
X-Arm. Yeah, that's what it was. It was
Oh
X-Arm.
god.
Yeah, dude, like that show actually was like Ruby season 1 level quality, and Joe the Anime Man, Giga, and Sea Dog VA, they just would not stop like shitting all over that show as much as they could.
Because that
Rightfully
show was
so.
awful.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, stay away from the producing stuff, please.
Or get
Just
someone else
don't.
to do the producing, because dear god, you have terrible track record with like choosing shit.
Yeah.
So here's another show that I forgot existed this season that I want to watch now because I'm thoroughly intrigued by. It's called, oh boy, what is this called? Akiba Maid Senso.
Okay, so I haven't seen this
gosh.
because it's on High Dive, but Mother's Basement tells everyone that this is the show you should be watching. I mean, obviously watch Chainsaw Man, but watch this show apparently. So
The
I mean,
promo,
I have High Dive myself.
it's
the
like
key art alone actually looks really good.
yeah. So the premise
And-
is, in Japan, there's basically an underground war between the maid cafes.
Yes, that's what it is. Akiba Maid War. That's basically the name.
Is
And
this going
every-
to be something akin to like Bento?
No,
Possibly.
maybe, but
Where
it's
it's
a,
just
it
like,
violent?
we have to go to war for
Is
the
it violent?
discounted lunchbox.
I want it to be violent.
oh, it's gonna be very violent, and apparently every fight is set to it's basically a music video.
Sweet Jesus, yes. Oh God, as a diehard Fully Cooley fan, you don't know how bad you just sold me on this show.
Like, this show's probably gonna be really good. I'm just gonna miss it because it's on High Dive.
So the premise, I'm looking at my anime list right now. Quote unquote, admiring and wanting to be a cute maid, a young girl comes to Akihabara. The end of the century, Akiba is filled with a wide variety of maids. The maid cafe Ton Tokoton,
The Pig
commonly
Cafe.
known as Butagoya Pig Hut, is open today as well. What?
Okay.
Yeah, each of the maid cafes are themed after animals, and for some
This
reason
is
the
a-
Pig Cafe has a panda in it.
This is a full-fledged maid's work struggle diary. given to all masters and ladies. We are waiting for you to come home. I think my anime list may have just used Google Translate for this plot description, but
Probably.
I think I still get the gist, and it excites me.
Yes, this is probably one. This is probably going to be one of the best shows this season.
PA works.
Yeah, so it's going to be good.
PA works. What are you doing? What is this? I watched the trailer for this just now, and I'm just like, this explained nothing of what this show is supposed to be.
Good.
Okay.
The less context, the better, please.
Okay.
There's good stuff out this season, man. There's a lot of unique shows.
Yeah, it's like High Dive got a very good lion share of the good stuff. Like they got the remake of Urusei Yatsura, the godfather of modern comedy anime. Like
the godfather of anime tropes by this point.
Yep.
Let's see.
The other thing that I've been watching has been Gundam: The Witch from Mercury.
I saw the prologue and it looks good. So tell us more, Spencer.
I will tell you this right now. The prologue and the first several episodes that are out right now, they are completely and utterly different vibes. Like, whatever you thought like the show was going to be like from the prologue, based on like the first couple episodes, that is an entirely different show.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because I've heard the description and it's like, that's not what I saw in the prologue.
Be that as that may, it's still been pretty good. But the prologue, holy shit, the prologue went so fucking hard.
It really did. Oh my god. It
was so good. It told like a complete like story of this little station in an asteroid just really, really well. It's like they're already setting up for the political intrigue coming forward. In this particular Gundam universe, the corporations have won. It's you bow down to your corporate overlords, and you have an entire like group that's just like governed by like a single guy that oversees like a ton of other companies inside of this group. And if you don't have like the profits for this, you're gonna get the boot out of the company. You lose access to all of the group's funds.
And then people get murdered.
You worship Big Brother Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yes. But, Mickey wants you to buy a fast pass. You buy a fast pass.
But I don't want the fast pass. If anyone
has not seen the prologue to Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, watch at least the prologue, because holy crap, it did so well.
It is such a good story.
Moving on to like the actual like show itself is an entirely different vibe just going into it from the start. But I will say, and many other people online have made the connection already, but there's a lot of
love Utena.
Yeah, there's a lot of Utena imagery and vibes that you can kind of piece together. Our main two heroines here, they have like some situations. There's a girl who is basically has to be the bride of whoever wins the duels at the school. The school, all like matters are settled via duels and Gundams, and there's that whole shenaniganery. Our secondary heroine, she does not take kindly to the fact that this is what her father has set this school up like.
Right.
And she is trying at every point in time to not have that happen. And when our main heroine comes in and just totally wrecks the guy she was dueling, he's like, well, congratulations, you are now my fiance. He's like, but what? He's like, be good, my groom, and all that stuff. And then they go to the second episode, and he's just like, just to be clear, that's what this whole rule set and everything is set up to be with my father. We can game this here so that I get what I want and you don't get expelled for having an illegal Gundam. Oh, by the way, the Gundam is apparently illegal.
Well,
Heck yeah.
It's because it's better than everyone else's.
The two best words you could have said: illegal Gundam. I'm already intrigued. But I like this. Yeah, they're trying to manipulate. They're trying to game the system. Corrupt system set
will be interested to see how the series plays out, because already we had like a masked person like come on stage and you're just like, oh, who's the masked person? But you're given like heavy like implications, like, okay, we know who this person is from the prologue. And then during the most recent episode, it's like, oh yeah, she's unmasked, and it's confirmed. So just kind of sidestepping that Gundam trope right from the get-go.
they just immediately reveal her identity. You're not going to have that to go off of. Okay, again, another subversion of expectations. I heard.
I'll be interested to see how this all plays out with the larger political machinations that are happening. Like the most recent main series Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, was like super like gritty, like and very like violent as far as like Gundam shows have
This
gone.
Gundam show seems to be a
in
lot
terms of
more
just like
sweeter.
straight amount of death and blood that's been a part of the series. Like I've been rewatching Iron-Blooded Orphans prior to this, and
Raise your
Mikazuki
flag.
August's whole progression throughout the series, and Barbados just being rebuilt each time he gets into a massive fight. It just shows the Gundam getting more and more beast-like compared to like your traditional Gundam, which are very humanoid, very clean, like white, red, blue sort of stuff going on. Then your pink and purple colors as like your classic Gundam colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am looking forward to seeing where it goes. I hope that it evolves from the current school setting that it's got going on, and our main character gets more integrated into things, because right now she's very timid, and I hope that she really comes into her own throughout the series.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, like, that's also a staple of mecha anime, right? Is like having your main character slowly change over time into either a completely different person for better or worse, or the best version of themselves. You boys are not going to believe this. You might already know, but guess what anime came back for a second season this fall?
Anime?
Peter Grill.
What? No way! I haven't seen that at all.
I heard about this, and I'm just like, dear God, why?
Why? Why? Who hurt people? Who hurt them? Why are they like this?
Remember when I was like acting as the prophet for first season and like disseminating it to everybody in our friend group?
Because you're an awful person, yes.
Yeah, you're a horrible...
It's true.
Horrible person.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Where's the budget? Even coming from the first season didn't have a budget.
Budget is called horny, and that's it.
Yes.
They went to the horny bank and said, we'd like to make a loan. It's like, how about we give you a grant?
It's like
Yes,
they
oh my
ran
god,
with
how
it.
about we get you an advance on your mortgage? Good god.
Dear
Oh
God,
my
that show's
gosh.
just so stupid.
For anybody listening, don't go watch that.
Yeah, please don't. Please
don't.
Don't give it any
Like,
views.
It's like on the level of interspecies reviewers in terms of bad. Like, as much as I joke about it, I wouldn't seriously
I would
recommend that.
argue that it's worse.
It
Like,
could
it's
be.
just stupidity.
It's, you know. They didn't have, like, hyenas in Peter Grill, at least.
Okay, we're moving on. So, if you told me, if I had a nickel for every time I watched an anime about an Otome Games villain, I would have 2 nickels. Because there's now a new Villainess Isekai.
That's
And it's
become,
not
like the
it's
new
not the same
trend.
one. It's a new one.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's not the same one we had with Katarina. This is a new villainess, and this time she's going to romance the final boss.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'll get behind that.
That seems to be becoming the new trend. Like we had like the isekai / video game trend, and now the villainous thing has become a thing. Because what was it?
was
Love
one
After
other
War,
one.
I think is what it was. Like the one where it's just like kind of has like a skull mask or something. The other guys were like fruit-based Power Rangers or something like that.
No, that's not an Otome game. That's just Power Rangers.
No, that's like the villainous genre, and like it being.
Oh
like,
well, that I
horrifying.
guess, but this is
The whole
literally
villainous subgenre thing is what I'm referring to, and it's becoming more and more of a trend. I'm just like, this is odd. This is not what I was expecting.
But yeah, there's another villainous isekai. It's like a bedridden girl dies and gets transported into the exact scene where the villainess loses her main crush to the protagonist, and she remembers that the villainess just kind of dies offhandedly by the final boss attack. Also, I don't understand how the Otome game goes from just romancing the main guy to stopping the demon lord. Who is designing these games like this?
You clearly had never read a visual novel then.
I have
Or
not.
never heard of a little thing called Fate Stay Night.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, right? The progenitor of these types of stories.
It's like Fate Stay Night starts like that.
And it's what people keep coming back for.
And then there's one other. There's like a couple other shows, but we're almost done with the list because I don't know unless you guys have been watching anything else. There's a couple
haven't
other
been
shows I want to
watching
talk
really
about
anything
real
else,
quick. This new show, no Itoki, is kind of cool. Like,
That's a new one. I haven't heard of this yet.
so no Itoki is basically about modern day ninjas. What is he, a middle schooler, I guess? He doesn't know this, but apparently he's going to be the next head of a modern age ninja clan. And
Okay.
so he's got like some. Apparently he's had some offhand training, or he just knows he can do this because during the episode he says he needs to take a shortcut, so he starts parkouring over stuff. I'm like, does he know he's a ninja? I thought he didn't know he was a ninja. Apparently he didn't know he was a ninja, so he
was just very good at parkour.
Yes. But his mom is super strict with him and all of that, so he doesn't understand why. And then he gets set up on a date. This random girl confesses to him, and he's super excited about it. But it turns out she's part of one of the enemy ninja clans.
Sounds about right. Never trust them out of nowhere impromptu dates. Especially if they're way out of your league, man. That means they're clearly a ninja who's out to kill you.
So yeah, no, and the modern ninja stuff is really cool. Like they're using like stealth tech, and it's some crazy stuff. Like the first half of the episode is kind of boring, but the second the twist happens where it's like, oh, she's trying to murder me happens. Whole thing goes off the rails, and it's pretty dope.
Heck yeah, man. You know, I'm down for some ninja stuff that's not Boruto.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
gladly check this out.
And then another show, one of the other hype shows coming back, Demon School Season 3, baby!
Oh boy, here we go. He's about to go off on Demon School.
Yeah, he's about to go off on us.
Everyone
behind
duck
your
and cover.
bunkers.
Duck and cover.
All I'm saying is, if you guys haven't been watching Demon School, what are you doing? It is such a good anime.
I know. You sat me down and I watched like 6 episodes with you in one sitting. It's fun. It's charming. You know, it's very quirky. So it's based off of a manga, right?
I think so? I don't know.
Because season 3, I mean, the first season didn't come out too long ago, so clearly there is a demand for it. It's popular. I know a lot of people actually that are really into Demon School. So, has the plot gotten much more hype since first season?
Oh yeah, like the end of second season was crazy. It's like they went to an amusement park and it got attacked by like 3 super monsters.
Oh shoot! Okay.
And then Iruma and his entire class worked together with a couple teachers and they took them down. It was really cool. And now they're super famous.
Hey.
So the start of the
art
third
style.
Yeah.
Just want to say the art style in the show is also pretty unique too. It gives me more of like a Bakugan kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's very colorful. It's weird because this show has a Halloween-y feel to it. Like this is like what you would watch for Halloween if you were a kid, like or someone like me who doesn't like horror.
It's very like Halloween-y, but it's not like
It's
dark
spoopy.
subdued colors. It's very like highly saturated, not pastel colors, but just very highly saturated colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It pops a lot compared to a lot of stuff that you might see in terms of art style.
Yeah. And like this season starts off with the Misfit class. Since they went through a lot of trouble last season to get the best classroom on campus, they now have to all rank up to level 4, or otherwise they get kicked out. So,
You must rank up, or you're expelled.
There's gonna be a class culling.
kind of. They just have to by the end of the semester they all have to reach level 4, and it's like some of them are only a handful of them are like at level 3. So they each one of them were like 2 of them are assigned to a special teacher that will teach them something unique to make them better.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that definitely has a shonen vibe to it. So sounds like there might be a tournament on the horizon. Maybe.
Maybe. I doubt it. This show doesn't seem to be about that. It'd be cool if it was, but
Okay. There is one big heavy hitter show that we haven't mentioned yet.
I
That's out this season. It's Mob Psycho season 3.
It's the finale, guys. I think this is the last season of Mob Psycho. So
You think so?
I think I've heard that this is the finale. Like there's nothing left to adapt after this.
I don't
I'll leave
believe
this one to you guys. I never really did watch Mob Psycho myself.
I'm actually really behind on that. I started finally watching season 2. I was waiting for season 2 to be on Toonami. That's why I didn't watch it.
Oh, that explains a lot. Yeah, dude. At this point, getting any like Crunchyroll acquired show on Toonami is practically impossible.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, second season is actually even better than first season. That it shocks me.
Oh yeah, no, I started it and I'm like, oh wow, this
up.
show is freaking amazing, and I've heard it. I've heard the stories of how good Mob Psycho season 2 is, and it's just like I believe you. I just don't have time. But I was like, I want to watch season 3, so I'm getting through it.
Well, let me tell you this. So the manga for Mob Psycho is over. It only lasted 5 years, from April 2012 to December 2017. So it's been done for a while, and it looks like there were 16 volumes. Mm-hmm. So that sounds like an appropriate amount of content to cover within 3 seasons. I didn't read the manga, so I can't say where second season left off, but there were definitely many more world building things and like big fights and new characters introduced in second season. But the core values of Mob Psycho throughout seasons 1 and 2 are still there for season 3, and that is that the whole show is just a story about Mob, the main character, growing up. And he's growing up in like the most awkward but honest kind of way. He really is just a simple kid who wants very simple things in life, but he has to work so much harder to get those things, to experience an adolescent life than other kids do, because he's an Esper. And not just any Esper, he is like the most powerful Esper around. And he can't control it. He doesn't really know too much about it. We do not know too much about it. We have subtle hints here and there, but he is just trying to get by in life despite having this supernatural power that seems to get in the way of just all these things that he wants. So the first episode of season 3 is one that I checked out last night, and Mob is now being confronted with the career path paperwork that his teacher is handing out.
Oh, no.
His class all has to start thinking about where they want to go when they go to high school or when they go to college, like what their career plan is. So he's been confronted with this for the first time, and he doesn't really know what to write. He goes to his family, goes to his younger brother, goes to his club mates, and they all have their own answers for how they would fill out his career path for him. Some of them tell him, yeah, like I'm gonna go to like medical school after this, or I'm gonna go into the military. Quite a few people, including his dad, actually tell him, just write down salaryman.
God.
Like,
no.
Just put that down for now. You'll figure it out later. Like, who cares? It's just a piece of paper. Like, you have plenty of time to figure it out.
That's not how Japan works.
It's not. But that none of these answers really sit right with Mob, so he is taking time to figure it out. He goes to Reagan, naturally, to ask him what Reagan did with the form when he was in middle school. And Reagan, being, the savvy businessman he is, he tells Mob, hey, you already know what you're gonna do anyways. Like, you already have your career planned out, so why do you need to fill out this piece of paper? Mob says, wait, I do? What am I doing after high school? And Reagan says, clearly you're gonna work here for the rest of your life.
I was like, are you gonna pay me, Reagan?
Company.
Oh, God.
You're gonna join the like spirit business with me, the exorcism business. Like, where else are you gonna go, man? A great opportunity, the opportunity of a lifetime is right here. And Mob tells him, yeah, this is just a part-time job.
It's like, screw you, Reagan, you don't even pay me.
Right? I think he pays him like, a couple nickels or something per hour.
You guys are getting paid?
So yeah, no, like that core element of Mob just going through the motions in high school very awkwardly, that is still the core part of this story. It's still the core theme, the core message. We as an audience, we're invested in him. You know, we care about him. He's the nicest, sweetest boy. He deserves so much more.
Oh yeah.
And you just want to see him succeed. So that's still the premise of the third season, and I'm excited to see where things go from here. But I think it's safe to say that this overall anime season for fall 2022 is a lot of heavy-hitting sequels or long rumored shows.
Yep.
Like Chainsaw Man, or like Bleach coming back, or Mob Psycho having its third season, or Pop Team Epic having its long-awaited second season that we all wanted.
Yes, that we all wanted.
Or Peter Grill. You know, so it's all like these big heavy-hitting sequels. But there's a lot to watch. So, man, I feel like it's gonna be similar to spring earlier this year. Like spring season 2022 was also stacked, and I was watching like 5 shows per week. It got to the point where I couldn't even remember what anime I was watching. And I feel like it's gonna get to that too, where there's a couple shows that are at the top of my list, obviously. Like I'm gonna be there for Chainsaw Man and Bleach every day that a new episode comes out. But it's gonna get to the point where I'm like juggling all these different shows. I'm like, shoot, which one did I still need to watch? Mob Psycho? No, I watched that already. Shoot, SpyxFamily. There you go. There's another big sequel show. So we have a lot of that going on.
All right. Well, there are so many more shows we could talk about, but I think we should wrap it up here. Of course, you should consider the conversation down in the comments below. What shows are you excited for? Do you think we'll get another season as hype as this one? Do you think Makima is going to be best girl?
No.
Let us know.
No.
Once you're done here, why not check out some of our other content? You can watch Ed play through Splatoon 3 and witness ink skills like you've never seen before. You can also check out our shorts playlist, Advent 7's best moments in bite-sized chunks. Oh. And remember, if you're in the Omaha Metro, come hang with us at Anime Nebraskon from the 21st through the 23rd. From Advent 7, I'm Trey, and I was joined by Andrew.
My lifeless corpse is gonna be roaming those convention halls. If you see me, give me a Red Bull or something. Dear God, please. And yes, watch Housing Complex C, please.
And Spencer.
See ya.
For all things anime, video games, and comic books, please follow us on social media, visit our brand new revitalized website, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss any updates. Links will all be in the description down below. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next time. Yaga-bye!
Yaga-bye.
Bon Kai!
Getsuga Tensho! Kurosaki-kun!
Oh God, no.
No!
I bet you missed that, didn't you?
No.
Oh, Orihime. You know who Orihime reminds me of?
Sakura?
The character Cat. No, the character Cat from Victorious on Nickelodeon.
Oh
God.
Oh, actually, that makes sense.
See it.
Oh my
You
God,
can
that
see
works.
It, can't you?
It
Yeah,
works.
dude. The second I told Drew that Orihime is like Cat from Victorious, Drew just stared off in the distance. And he whispered, "You're not wrong. You're not wrong."
Goodbye.